Have you ever really thought about this question? Why are we always so unhappy? I mean, look around. Life is so much better now than it was in the past, right? We don't have to worry about where our next meal is coming from. Information is everywhere, and there are a million ways to entertain ourselves. But still, that anxiety, that exhaustion, that feeling of emptiness, it just sticks to us like a shadow. We work our butts off, but we don't feel any real sense of accomplishment. Life is just full of all these little things. We're always worrying about the uncertain future or regretting choices we made in the past. If any of this sounds familiar, then today's video might just open up a whole new door for you. What I want to talk about today is a classic book that countless people have called a life manual. Now, the author, Eckhart Tolle, he's not your typical psychologist or philosopher. Just like a lot of us, he was stuck in a really deep place of anxiety and depression for a long, long time. Until one night, when he was 29 years old, he had this profound inner transformation and just snapped out of the pain. From that moment on, he entered this state of deep peace and stillness. And he wrote about his own experience in this book. There are no complicated theories here. It's all just truth that hits you right in the heart. This book has sold millions of copies all over the world and has changed so many lives, including some really famous entrepreneurs. A lot of people say that reading this book 10 times isn't even enough. You get something new out of it every single time. So, why am I really telling you to save and share this video? Because what we're talking about today isn't just a book summary. Think of it more like surgery for our inner troubles. We're going to get right to the root cause of our pain and lay out some clear, practical solutions. You might need to watch this a few times. Saving it is like building yourself a little emotional first aid station that's ready whenever you need it. And sharing it, you might just help a friend who's silently struggling. The value of that kind of help is beyond anything you can imagine. All right, let's dive into the core of the power of now. The main idea of this book can really be summed up in one sentence. All of our pain comes from not living in the present moment. We're either stuck regretting the past or feeling anxious about the future, but we completely miss the only thing that's actually real, right now. And this book? Well, the key to solving this whole mess lies in 3 core ideas that build on each other: the pain body, the state of presence, and the meaning of surrender. So, let's break down these 3 points. First up, let's tackle the first and most important concept, the pain body. What is it? It's not physical pain, like from an injury, but a psychological concept that Tolle came up with. It refers to this field of energy that's built up from every painful emotion we've ever had, but never really faced or accepted in the past. Things like childhood trauma, old failures, and major setbacks. It's almost like this independent life form living inside of us. Most of the time, it's dormant, just sleeping. But as soon as something happens that triggers it, it wakes up and immediately tries to take over our brain and our emotions, using them as food to make itself stronger. I know, that sounds a little abstract. Let me give you an example from the book. Imagine you suddenly blow up and say something really hurtful over something tiny, like your partner forgot to bring in the laundry you hung out. Afterwards, you might be thinking, whoa, why did I get so angry over that? Well, that little thing was just the trigger. It woke up the pain body hiding inside you. That pain body might be connected to feelings of being neglected as a kid, or long-held resentments that you never dealt with. Once it's awake, it just goes crazy, feeding off the energy of dramatic conflict. It loves conflict and pain, because that's the only way it can prove to itself that it exists. What's even scarier is that the pain body can make us addicted. Yeah, you heard me right. Pain can be addictive. So many people subconsciously identify with their own sad stories. You know, I'm so unlucky. My love life is a disaster. I'm never going to succeed. Even though it hurts to keep telling these stories, there's this weird sense of safety in it because it's the self they're used to. Tolle points out something really profound in the book. If you can't feel the power of the present moment, all your emotional pain becomes your ego. The most famous example we can probably think of is the late singer, Coco Lee. On stage, she was always radiant, this total goddess of optimism. But who would have known that deep down, she was fighting the pain body of depression for a long, long time. The ego the public saw and the real person inside were torn apart by this pain body. This just goes to show us that the pain body is a master of disguise. It can be hiding inside even the happiest seeming people. So, what do? Are we just supposed to be slaves to this thing for the rest of our lives? Of course not. The first, most crucial step the author gives us is awareness. You have to become an observer. The second an emotion flares up, just say to yourself, look, my pain body is activated again. Just that simple, non-judgmental awareness is like shining a light into the darkness. You've already started to separate yourself from it. You are not the anger or the anxiety. You are the one observing the anger and anxiety. That step right there is the first step to freedom. Okay, so in the last part, we talked about this energy field called the pain body that lives inside us, which is basically all our past emotional pain just waiting for a chance to take over. And the first way to break free is to detach from it just by being aware. So, after we detach, what should we fill our hearts with? This brings us to the second and most central concept in the entire book. In part 2, we enter the state of presence. This is the foundation of Tolle's entire philosophy. So what is presence? It's a conscious, focused attention on the present moment. It's a state of high alertness, stillness, and clarity. Simply put, your attention is 100% in the now. You are fully feeling the moment. Your brain stops its endless chatter. See, most of us live almost completely dominated by our thoughts. Our brain is like a radio that never turns off, just broadcasting all kinds of thoughts, memories, analyses, judgments, and worries, 24/7. We mistakenly think that we are these thoughts, but what detachment teaches us is that this is a huge misunderstanding. You are not your thoughts. You are the consciousness that observes your thoughts. Thoughts are just a tool, but somehow they've become our master. So, how can we actually feel this state of presence? The book gives us some really simple but incredibly powerful methods. The first one is to focus on your inner body. You can try this right now. For a second, just look away from the screen and try to feel the fingers on your right hand. Can you feel their presence? That gentle, energetic, tingling sensation. Now, expand that awareness to your entire palm and then your arm. As you do this, did your chaotic thoughts just vanish for a second? Your attention got pulled right back to the present moment, back to your physical sensations. That is your first taste of presence. The second method is to watch your breath. Your breath is one of the most powerful anchors in the world, and it is always happening in the now. When you feel your emotions rising and your thoughts getting chaotic, just take a deep breath. Feel the air enter your nose and fill your lungs, and then slowly exhale, feeling the whole process with your entire being. This can also instantly bring you back to a state of presence. So what's the biggest benefit of entering this state? You'll discover a huge secret. All of your suffering doesn't exist in the absolute present. Think about it. The past and the future only exist in our thoughts and memories. When you are 100% focused on what you're doing right now, like washing the dishes with your full attention, feeling the water temperature and the texture of the plates, or going for a walk and just feeling the breeze on your face, or even just listening to someone with your whole heart, your mind is at peace. There's no conflict. All our anxiety and stress only exist in our projections of the future, and all our regret and sadness only exist in our replaying of the past. A great example of this is Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. He was deeply influenced by Eastern Zen philosophy, and the core of Zen is the practice of intense focus in the present. Many people admired his ability to stay so focused and creative, even under extreme chaos and pressure, and that's directly linked to his long-term practice of meditation to cultivate that state of presence. He once said in a speech at Stanford that remembering you are going to die is so important. The deeper meaning behind that is to remind us to strip away all the external noise and focus on the only thing that truly matters, the present moment. When we're able to enter this state of presence more and more deeply through practice, something deeper than the mind starts to emerge from within us. The inner body, or inner space. It's a powerful, calm, and silent force. You'll start to feel that even if the outside world is a raging storm, there's a core inside of you that's unmovable. The pain body can't control you so easily anymore, because you've found a more powerful master. Okay, so we've just talked about how to escape the control of our minds and find inner peace by entering a state of presence. But this brings up a more practical question. The things in life that cause us pain, like traffic jams, difficult clients, and getting sick, those are real. Are we just supposed to passively accept everything? This brings us to our third key point. Surrender might be the most misunderstood, but also the most powerful concept in the entire book. Part 3. Understanding the true meaning of surrender. When most people hear the word surrender, they instinctively hate it. What? Am I supposed to just give up on life? Be passive and let people walk all over me? Not at all. The surrender Tolle talks about is an incredibly positive and profound life wisdom. Surrender isn't about giving in to your external situation. It's about internally accepting the present moment. What he means is that you first have to completely accept the reality of this moment. Acknowledge that it has happened and it exists, because resisting what is the root of all suffering. For example, you're stuck in a traffic jam and you're about to be late. Your mind starts resisting this reality. This shouldn't be happening. What terrible luck. I'm so screwed. This resistance immediately triggers anxiety, anger, and other emotions, which instantly drains your inner energy, but you're still stuck in traffic, helpless. The path of surrender is to first take a deep breath and say to yourself internally, okay, the traffic jam has happened. Resisting it won't get me out of it. You fully accept the fact that you are stuck on this road at this moment. Now, please note, accepting doesn't mean you're resigning yourself to your fate. It doesn't mean you like being in a traffic jam or that you won't leave earlier next time. It just means you stop the energy-draining war inside your head. And then, a miracle often happens. When you stop wasting time and just exist in a calm state of presence, your wisdom emerges more easily. You might suddenly think, okay, I might be late, but I can call the client right now to explain the situation and apologize. Or I can use this time to listen to that course I never had time for. You'll find your behavior has shifted from an anxious, reactive mode to a calm and effective, responsive mode. Surrender gives you the clear-headedness to change the things you can change, and the infinite peace to accept the things you can't. That is true positivity. The most classic case study in the book is the author himself. He shares that before publishing The Power of Now, he was broke and living on social assistance in Canada. What he did every day was just sit on a park bench, doing nothing, just fully living in the present and accepting everything as it was. He surrendered to the fear that he might be a failure, like this, for the rest of his life. And the result? It was precisely the inner peace and wisdom that this deep surrender brought him that prompted him to write the very book that would end up changing countless lives. Surrender is especially true when facing huge setbacks and illness. We all know the famous entrepreneur Chu Shijian. In his later years, he went through a massive downfall and was imprisoned for many years. His daughter committed suicide. After he was released, he surrendered to his life without complaining about a single thing. Instead, in his 70 seconds, he started over with incredible peace and focus, went up into the mountains to grow oranges, and eventually created the legend of Chu Oranges. He didn't change the past. He created a new future in the present, based on a complete acceptance of the past. So, the essence of surrender is to say yes internally, and then act with wisdom externally. It is the fastest path to a truly positive life. All right, let's quickly summarize the core discoveries that the power of now brings us. First, recognize the pain body. Most of our suffering comes from that stored-up emotional energy field from the past. Recognizing and observing it is the first step to getting rid of it. Second, practice presence. By paying attention to your breath, feeling your inner body, and so on, bring your focus back to the now and find that transcendence beyond thought. Your inner space will become more and more peaceful. And third, practice the wisdom of surrender. Don't resist facts that have already happened. End the inner conflict, and from that place of peace, true wisdom and effective action will arise. The value of this book goes way beyond just reducing anxiety. It helps us go through a complete transformation of consciousness, waking up from being a slave to time and thought, to becoming a free person who experiences life fully and creates the future consciously. It teaches us not what to do, but how to be, to exist in a more present, peaceful, and awake way. And then, all of your actions will naturally change. If you found today's content inspiring, please remember to bookmark this video. Come back and listen to it whenever you're feeling anxious or confused. Let it be your anchor. I also hope you'll share it, because your small act of sharing might just light up someone else's life. So, which classic book do you want to hear a deep dive on next? Atomic Habits, which teaches you how to build a system of habits, or Rich Dad Poor Dad, a book that will completely flip your understanding of wealth. Or let me know your choice in the comments.